Let me begin by thanking General Shinseki and others for tackling some enormously difficult problems in this enormously difficult period facing our veterans. I think if there's anything that I have learned in the year and 3 months that I've been chairman of this committee, is that the cost of war is much, much greater, I think, than most Americans perceive. We are dealing now with hundreds of thousands of men and women who have come home from Iraq and Afghanistan, dealing with traumatic brain injury and PTSD. And you know what? That's tough stuff. Those are tough illnesses to deal with, and the magnitude, the numbers are extraordinary. And that's an issue I think we'll focus on today, but just the magnitude of that problem. Hundreds of thousands of men and women dealing with TBI and PTSD is just a huge issue. We have seen 2,300 families, 2,300 individuals suffer wounds in war that make it impossible for them to have kids. How do we respond to that? We have seen a situation in which in the VA and throughout our country, there is a feeling that too many patients are being over-medicated. What kind of alternatives are out there? And I think VA, by the way, is doing some cutting-edge work in trying to respond to pain and other problems through complementary and alternative medicine. How do we address that? We are dealing with an issue that several years ago, the United States Congress passed a very, very important piece of legislation, making sure that people who served in Iraq and Afghanistan have the ability to go to college. That has worked by and large very, very well. Problems remain. How do we address that? Going back to the issues of mental health, we are all distressed and saddened by the number of suicides that we face. Very difficult issue inside the military, inside the VA, inside the United States of America, our general population. How do we deal with that? We're dealing with an issue that the VA in the last several years has transformed their claim system, going from paper to digital. We think we're making some progress. We want to continue that progress. How do we make sure that we continue that progress so that every veteran in this country gets their claim adjudicated in a timely manner? The VA has, in my view, over the years, done a good job in terms of reaching out in primary health care through CBOCs. How do we make sure that the proper number of CBOCs continue to be built and maintained? So we have a whole lot of issues facing us. These are tough times for the veterans community, coming out of 2 wars, dealing with older veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam. We are not going to turn our backs on those veterans. I just, again, want to thank the VA. It is very easy to beat up on the VA because they're big, they're bureaucratic, and they're public, so that every problem they have, which is many, when you run 151 medical centers, I'm sure that there's a problem in every one every day, and often they get on the front pages, but sometimes we forget that many millions of veterans are accessing them and are very proud and happy with the care that they are getting. So our job is to keep the VA moving forward, address the serious problems they have, give them the support they need, and that's what this budget hearing is about.